Hey, what's up, everybody? Daniel back here again, or Silvertip, here for another review. Today I am reviewing the newest in the MCU. This is a review of the 2019 highly anticipated Captain Marvel. I saw it a couple nights ago, wanted to do a review that night, but by the time we got back from the theater, I was just ready for bed, not up for a review. We went and saw a really late showing, so I was just like, fuck it, I just want to go home and go to sleep. And then last night I was busy, so here I am today to finally talk about the movie. Uh, it wasn't it wasn't bad. It really wasn't. I definitely think that the whole controversy surrounding it is a little overblown. I think a movie has to generate a little bit more of a pushback from the general public for something specific for it to be considered controversial, and the fact that it's only considered that because of the reception it has from people across the internet. I think that's a little much to call a movie controversial, but whatever. If not, at least a very polarizing movie in the MCU, and I can definitely see why. It's definitely not one of my favorites. It's probably one I'm only going to watch at once. Presentation was relatively weak. There was a lot of exposition we could have used in the first act that could have made the first act a lot less drawn out. I actually had a really hard time sitting through the first act of this movie. Uh, and then from there on, once I thought the ball really got rolling, I was really just trying to decide whether or not I liked the movie. Um, Basically, because I think the movie does, like, I mean, maybe it's because we've seen Avengers Infinity War and we now know that Marvel is more than capable of putting a very threatening, very menacing character on screen and making them interesting for the audience. But this movie, they kind of reverted back to their old ways. The villain is very bland, very forgettable. There are a lot of scenes that really could have been cut from the movie to give time for more character development. Uh, Particularly, I think some of the scrolls, the besides one, those who've seen the movie know. Uh, and also, I'd say, of course, the bad guys. As for Brie Larson as Captain Marvel, I don't think she was bad at all. I think she was actually very good. I think one of the problems a lot of people have with the character is that she's not as charismatic as people were expecting. The trailers made her look more like this, more like a Wonder Woman or a uh, just just something different than what we got, which is basically a very stern, very still-faced character who understand. I mean, it's warranted given the backstory, which again, due to the presentation, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Is little hard to follow. Um, I think backstory, her situation in the movie, and I think the scenes where she is given time to grow and develop and become more of a personable character. I think she definitely, by the end of the movie, we see the Captain Marvel we were really hoping to see throughout the whole movie. But it made sense to me why we had to work through the movie to get to that. It was like it was an arc to me. It was necessary. Um, I think the best scenes in the movie though are probably the scenes between Nick Fury and Captain Marvel. I think their chemistry together was very. It was heartfelt. It was funny at times, especially with the cat, um, who becomes kind of a bigger character as the movie goes on. Also, I think this had one of the best post-credit scenes of any Marvel movie thus far. I think second best probably to Infinity War. Um, yeah, overall, I'm really torn on this movie. There's a lot to like, there's a lot to dislike, and as it is, I'm happy with just seeing it once, which isn't a isn't something I like to say about most movies, considering I do like to go back and watch movies that I like. This isn't one of those movies for me. So I'd say Captain Marvel, not a bad film. Definitely check it out, but I would say wait for the Blu-ray. Overall, I'd give this about a 6.5 out of 10, maybe a 7, probably a 6.5. It wasn't bad. I was happy with seeing it. So there you go. That's my review of Captain Marvel. Yeah. Peace.